stood there small amongst the flames, village gone in sorrow's name. Tears reflected in the sky, shattered dreams and whispers die. Smoke and ashes fill the air, memories lost in deep despair. She clutches dolls of vanished past in chaos where the shadows cast. Embers of yesterday burn the
customs agents there at Toliala were actually so impressed with exoval that Mika got an offer to buy the ship. After hearing about its capabilities, despite its current low weapons yield, Mika received an offer for a quite frankly staggering amount of money so that Toliala could add exoval to the defensive perimeter of the planet. In all her years, Mika had never seen such an amount be offered for any ship. But Mika refused, saying that exoval was her ship. The security forces for Toliala were of course disappointed, but they simply had to brush it off, allowing Mika, exoval and Rainy to pass through customs, after which they began heading for the first of the space stations that surrounded Toliala. They had 5 of them in total, usually having many ships dock there, as fair traders would use Toliala for countless different sort of arrangements and deals. It was a safe place for people to come, especially traveling through this sector as it was one of the only truly trusted worlds. After docking with the space station, both Rainy as well as Mika left exoval passing through the docking port doors and entering the space station. At first, it was a simple hallway with a few people for security purposes that eventually led to another set of doors. There, in that passageway, they could see the other connecting areas where people from other ships were coming or going. But it was only once they opened the second door that their senses were suddenly assaulted with an endless run of people, all from countless different worlds, having every shape and appearance you could possibly imagine. Trade specialists, ambassadors, goods transporters, military soldiers, and everything in between. Rainy stared around in amazement, having never actually been invited off the ship before, or seen this large assortment of different races in one place.
Wow, there's so many different types of people, and they all look like they're from different places. Is it always like this?
Rainy asked, looking up to Mika.
Well, it's different everywhere you go. There are countless worlds out there with sentient races and countless people that exist on them and coming from them for good or bad or in between. And space stations tend to be a gathering point for lots of interplanetary activities. And so you'll always see a myriad of different races and people. But don't let it throw you off. You get used to it and just try to mind your personal space. Not all races are naturally friendly, and depending on their culture, some can be territorial or aggressive. You should be careful about how you deal with people.
Yes, Captain.
Rainy replied, giving another salute.
You know, you don't have to salute every time we speak.
Mika said, smiling down at Rainy.
Try to make yourself more comfortable. Don't feel so required to salute for everything. Just relax. Think of this as a break, a vacation. Okay.
Rainy replied.
Oh, I'll do my best.
Okay, so where do I find myself some crew members?
Mika said, starting to look about and try to find her way. Her and Rainy beginning to shuffle through the crowds. People headed in every direction for every reason. As they shifted through, passing by several different interesting things. industrial shipping, communications, large-scale trade, manifests, things that were up for sale, several of which Mika had to stop and look at, just for the sake of it. She didn't have any money to buy anything, but there were definitely some interesting things up for sale, including some new weaponry that would quite frankly do exoval good. To add to his arsenal, the weaponry that it currently had was very limited, but she eventually passed it by, finally finding what she was looking for, the recruitment post. There sat a desk behind it, a woman. Once again, another Toliala, native. All of them had green skin and hair. This time, it was a woman who was currently doing her nails behind the desk.
Hello there. My name is Captain Mika. This is the personnel desk, right?
Yes, this is the personnel desk for Toliala. I assume you're here looking for new crew members, yes?
That would be correct.
Did you bring all of your required information? We're going to need a data pad containing the layout of your ship from your entry scan, your current crew threshold, necessary members, and base ship function. And please tell me, you're not another one that forgot.
The woman behind the desk said aggravatedly, as it seemed to be a common occurrence. Mika, however, hadn't forgotten anything.
Nope. I have your data pad right here.
She said, taking the data pad off from under her arm and passing it over to the woman behind the desk, who gingerly took it away from her, sliding it into an access panel beside her, after which a holographic screen lit up. In front of her, and a keypad seemed to appear on the table. As she typed in the information that was needed to complete the process, stopping for a moment after coming across exoval's rating. All ships were given a rating. The moment that they entered Toliala's secured perimeter, an exoval was given an A ranking, only one below an outright warship.
Oh, that's definitely weird. What kind of ship are you flying to have an A ranking? I mean, it's about half the size of a warship. Why would it have an A ranking? It doesn't make any sense. Sorry, give me a moment. I have to check with the customs officials. I believe there's been a mistake.
Mika sighed a bit. Oh, I'm getting the feeling that this is going to be a regular occurrence until exoval gets some serious upgrades, Mika said to herself, as the woman behind the desk quickly connected to some customs officials, and after a short conversation was reassured that the ranking was accurate, after which the woman returned to speaking with Mika.
Okay, it appears that everything checks out and you're clear, and your crew requests and openings as well as ship information have been relayed to the other docking stations. And the planet itself, we have scheduled a crew assessment 3 hours from now. Based on your ship ranking, I assume it won't take long for people to apply, and you'll most likely have many applicants. It will be your job to see which ones are given the position. And of course, as always, Toliala is not responsible for you making substandard choices based on pricing, how much you're willing to pay, or the quality of the people that you hire. This is your responsibility, not ours.
Yes, I understand.
Mika replied.
You don't have anything to worry about. I won't be lodging any complaints if I pick a bad egg.
Good. It was nice talking with you. Oh,
The woman said, as she leaned forward a bit, waving at Mika to lean forward as well.
and just between us, it's nice to see a woman in a captain's seat. Show these guys how it's done, okay?
The woman said, giving Mika a wink.
Yeah, I'll be sure to do that.
She replied as she waved the woman goodbye, and her and Rainey exited to visit the rest of the station for a while.